Hello everybody and welcome to Red Bull Ring. Now, a little bit of a different race for you this week. As you can see, we've got the information across the bottom of the video. We normally don't have that, it's normally cropped out, but the reason I've left it in is because we're doing a 10 lap race here at Red Bull with Tyre and Fuel. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. As well, it's definitely going to be interesting. As you can see, the guy in the Beetle has just pushed me clean off track for absolutely no reason, and he's right behind me now. I don't think it's going to go well down here into turn number 3 of the hairpin. Everybody always gets hit, and I've been shunted. I've gone into the back of someone. It's your typical start to a race here, as I slow down to actually repay position to the person I end up hitting because I was run into. And the guy who hit me, who pushed me off track, is now up ahead in 7th place. So yeah, it's going to be one of them races, I think, but who knows. Let's go on, as there is an off out front. Someone has gone well and truly flying off track into turn 4 there, and there's a spin as well. So far, the opening lap has been absolutely manic. Absolutely manic. Now, going back to the beginning of the race, I know I kind of skipped it a little bit. You can see there's 2 screens. So Jon is in the top right corner there. He started on pole. Right, so Jon started on pole. Got a really good start, got off, got past, should I say, past the first corner, and was in the lead quite nicely until all the carnage happened and he got absolutely destroyed. So Jon is now down into, I think it's 10th place there, so it's not been an ideal start for Jon. But if you're familiar with the channel, you'll know you can't write Jon off, you just can't. Myself, on the other hand, I'm up in 6th place now. Now, I'm not actually sure where I started, I should have looked. But ignoring that, I'm actually up into 6th place. But it's a 10 lap race. We normally don't do so many laps, and a lot can happen. A lot has already happened actually. Jon going round the outside there at turn 1, beautifully making up a position to, and the guy in the background off track is the guy who caused all the issues. So a little bit of poetic justice already being paid. Absolutely fantastic news. So yeah, we're behind Jon now as he's coming down into the hairpin, turn number 3 here. Semi-thought of a move and then absolutely sent it round into a wall. It's he's not had a good start here at all. Jumping to myself, looking potentially for a move into the 4th corner there, deciding to back out now. With the Tyre and Fuel, let me just tell you a little bit what that does. So the fuel, as you can see there, I've already used a little bit of the fuel up. We had plenty of fuel, I'll be honest with you. We had plenty of fuel for the 10 laps. But even though we had plenty of fuel and we didn't have to fuel manage, when you're racing, the fuel comes down, which means your car becomes lighter, which makes you faster. And you'd think, well, that's a good thing. I want to go faster. Well, that's true. Everybody does. But as we're jumping back to Johnny, looking at making a move, he's gone up the inside there of the guy who was in 11th. Jon back up now to 11th place himself. It's going to be a climb for Jon, this, but as I said, we can't write him off. But going back to what I was saying, yes, the fuel will come down, the cars will get lighter, but the tyres will start wearing out. And when the tyres wear out, you get absolutely no grip. So sometimes being faster it isn't always the best thing when you've got no grip. But like I said, it's a 10 lap race. We're on lap 3 now. Long way to go. Let's see how we get on. Now, I myself, I'll come out and say, straight away, I don't particularly do very well. Jon getting a big snap there, but managing to hold it. Jumping back to myself into the turn number 3. I've caught up to the first 3 here now. And I was just about to say about myself, I don't particularly excel at Red Bull, never really have. Especially with tyres on this car. This car destroys tyres, but I'm going to look down the outside, flick it back on the inside, and make the move into turn 4. My proudest moment, I think, for the race. Such a difficult corner there, and I'm trying to be unbelievably gentle on the tyres because this car destroys tyres. It really does destroy tyres, and I'm trying to just ease it around the corners, and so far I've actually done a pretty good job catching up because I've not been really throwing it around this car. I've just been trying to, go through the motions of every lap so far, just to try and keep these tyres in a good enough condition to where maybe at the end of the race I can hopefully have something to live on with the tyres. But so far I'm up into 3rd place. I wasn't expecting that, and I pick up a penalty there. Yep, okay, hold my hands up, penalty. But there's 7 laps to go, so I'm going to get rid of that penalty. It's not really a big issue. Jon now, though, also picking up a penalty. The same corner as well. That corner is deadly for penalties. It really is. But he's up into 9th now. He's in the point if it would be. And he's up into 9th. Coming down into turn 1. The GTR looking for the move. He's going to get on the yellow curb and spin it. That would have been beautiful. I'll admit that would have been absolutely beautiful if he got that to stick. Just that yellow curb. It gets everyone, that curb. It really, really does. But Jon now up into 9th. And I think he's got a little bit of a comfortable lead from 10th. So he can focus now at just getting the pedal down and catching up to the rest of us here. As we come out to turn 3, down towards turn number 4 here on the 4th lap. Now turn number 4, probably the hardest corner on this track, this one right here now, because you're braking very hard, you're going downhill and you're turning right and the curb kind of falls away from you. There's so much going on in that corner, it's so easy to just end up on the gravel, and if you do, well, game over, you're spinning, you're out, you're whatever, game over. But Jon doing beautifully here, fighting going on ahead, and he's going to take complete advantage of the fighting, because look how close that's got him. He's gone up the inside, there's a little bit of a touch between the two cars. The Porsche here will outpace Jon. The Porsche will outpace Jon, but, well, you saw the fighting going on, and Jon has really took advantage up into 8th, and he's looking at 7th here. The Porsche going completely off track there, so both of them, and there's a spin. I tell you what, Jon has put that car where it needs to be. He's just took 2 players in a matter of corners because they're just too busy fighting. You know, that's what I'm saying. You can't write Jon off. You just cannot write him off. Anyway, jumping back to myself here on lap number 5. Up into 3rd. I'm on the podium so far. So it's still a long way to go, but we are so far on the podium. And I've got 2nd right in my sights. Now, again, I'm trying to nurse these tyres, and you can see there's a little bit of red starting to show on the tyres. It usually is a lot more than that, but like I said, I've been nursing this car around so far, really not wanting to do anything, not get any damage to the tyres, spin, go on the gravel, anything like that will destroy your tyres even quicker. In fact, it might be a little bit difficult to see what's in the top right corner there, but Jon's tyres are a little bit worse off because he had the spin. And that's how important it is. You know, if you have just a tiny little spin, even if it's not your fault, if someone spins you around, you're still going to struggle then because of the tyre condition. It will deteriorate a lot quicker. Now, whilst we was racing here, as we're coming around turn number 9 onto the home straight, 1 and 2 are going to go straight after. They might even pick up a penalty. First has a second's picked up a penalty. I haven't. I've got the run on him down, well, on his outside there. I haven't really got the racing line as of yet. I was expecting him to come up the inside. He hasn't. He hasn't gone for a dive bomb. The first guy in first has gone off track again in the Ferrari. I'm up into 1st place. I've nursed this car around so much, and I've managed to keep it, just keep the car close enough to take advantage. And they had penalties, and I think they actually got their tyres might be a little bit worse off. They may have been fighting a bit too much, and they've killed the tyres a little bit more. And that has actually played into my hands pretty well, because my tyres so far not doing too bad. But like I said, all that can change. But what we're going to do, we're going to speed up. In fact, we're going to speed up a bit more. In fact, you know what? Let's just go. We're going to skip ahead because the next few laps we're just catching up. Up to lap number 9 now. So it's the penultimate lap. Jon is in 7th place here. I'm in the top right corner there, still in 1st place. Jon hunting down the pack, looking to make moves in the dying laps here. He is in 7th. He's had 2 spins actually. He got spun out in the 1st lap, and then he had a spin on the 2nd lap. So his tyres, you can see there actually, look at his tyres. His tyres are suffering like mad now. I know it doesn't look a lot, but trust me, that is enough to really make driving tricky, especially if you're trying to attack someone, because you've just got no grip. But he looks like he's going to have the run here on the Corvette. The Corvette is quicker, and even though he's in the slipstream, it's just not a long enough straight to make it the move. Sticking the big snap. Big snap of understeer there. He held that like a champion. But the Corvette all over the show as well. There's so much going on here on the penultimate lap. Jon still in 7th, on to the final lap we go. I'm in the top right corner, still in 1st somehow. Don't know how that's happened, but I'm still there. Jon looking for a move into turn 1. Little bit of contact. And he's, yep, Jon, you're going to see now. So Jon's backed off straight away. Give that position back. That right there is what you do. You do not hit somebody off track and take advantage. Jon, the sportsman that he is, knew that, and he backed off straight away. Looking for a move up the inside, though the door's been left wide open, and he's gone. The Corvette has spun it on the yellow curb. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. The door was left open. Jon got up the inside, no contact, and as he came up of the corner, the Corvette got on the yellow and spun it. Jon doing fantastic there, up into 6th place on the final lap. Now we're back with me here as we come around the last few turns. Turn 6 here, now turn 7 here. I'm actually catching up to the car ahead, the back runner there. Race wasn't really long enough to actually catch up, but I reckon, you know, a couple of more laps, yeah, I'd have been lapping people, which I never thought I'd be saying, especially at Red Bull. But look at the tyres now. 10 laps, these have been nursed home. The fuel down to a quarter of a tank. We're going to come across, I'm going to take a P1. I am absolutely over the moon with that result. Absolutely over the moon indeed with that result. Never thought that was going to happen, and it probably will never happen again. So yeah, I'm over the moon. Back to Jon as he comes around turn number 9 for the final time onto the home straight. He's coming home in 6th place. I mean, you've got to give it. You know, there was 14 drivers. He had 2 spins. In fact, he had 3 spins, one at the very, very end as well. In the top right corner you would have seen it, but unfortunately it wasn't on screen. But anyway, that's all we've got time for, so I hope you've enjoyed. Please give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.